Lich Lords. Necromify me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Turn me into a undead hating knight or something. Depending on what kind of a fantasy this game is actually trying to go for. Obituary, nice. New features, bosses. Got a little list of what's new, nice. First things first, see what's going on in settings down. So yep, I cannot go back by clicking back on the controller, that's sad. What about if I click escape? Escape doesn't do anything either, so gotta do the longer, more painstaking way of off. I guess I don't really need that. Can't even go too close from on this menu here. If I am only using the controller, how do I get too close? I guess I don't. So general menuing, I suppose, needs to be worked on when it comes to your common ways of maneuvering these kind of menus. Nope, I do not care about multiplayer. Maybe I should have read what's being said there. Alright. Moving on to the mouse. In that case. Yup, the game is Lich Lords. I think I didn't really put too much emphasis on that. That's what I'm playing here. Where I am. Out of the menus myself, at least. Unlimited, thank you. Graphics Ultra, sure. Field of View. Is that a default or did I accidentally switch around? It's very low FOV. Otherwise, I guess I'll see how it feels in the game. Might have accidentally switched something. Well, fiddling around with the controls. Tutorials? I hope that most of this is gonna be while I'm actually playing. Skelly. I'm totally fine with Skelly. Yep. HP, MP, you got your RPG stats, appearances. How crazy can you go? RGB slider. Tall Skelly boy, small Skelly boy. With things like this, I always enjoy randomizers. And I don't really have to worry too much about going through these menus myself, but caster customization has never really been something that I personally care about too much. At least visually. Where do you even put the tattoo? Okay, can't even see the difference. Fair enough. Body tattoo. No, I'm not seeing the difference there, alright. Class. Barrel Knight Bandit. Get all the information for what's the loadout for them. Cool. Vagabond. Savage. Big club. Your strength only heavy hits builds. Ronin. Barrel Knight. I do like dual wielding in all games. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna be done in this game. So I'll just go with the bandit. It's the HP difference quite substantial. Numbers wise at least. This one's got more than 2 times the health of a bandit. Mortal Profession. Starting abilities, okay, that seems to be very important as well. In your mortal life, you were unemployed. Come on, man, that hits too close to home. Why do you gotta bully people like that? None. Fair enough. Minor smithing, stamina cost reduction, athlete. Athlete seems the best from the get-go. Streamer. Okay, fair enough. I see what you're going there for. The introduction, standard cost reduction. This one seems the most OP just because it has two substantial bonuses. Instead of just 1 plus 10 here or there. At least that's my way of thinking about it. Permadeath? No, thank you. Character power. Well, I guess 1-1 is the default experience. Total Lich. I don't know what that means. So, extra information maybe could be useful here for new players to have some sort of idea what it even means to have Total Lich be at 100 instead of something stupid like that. Just seeing how the audio responds to this sort of hovering. I can still hear it, but it's like muted almost. Interesting. The audio seems to be kind of glitching when this is done. A little bit of stress testing, I suppose. Yep. Dot. Why the double A's? Your mind is blank, an empty void. You see nothing but darkness, emptiness. Everything is quiet and still. To you, the immense silence may have felt eternal, but perhaps it was only fleeting. No sooner do you begin to hear faint impulses, something other than silence, and you're met with loose, hazy, almost dreamlike images. You see a human. They appear to be in great shape, physically fit and athletic. They're on some kind of racetrack, running, perhaps competing. That was me, huh? You notice other humans far ahead of them, and perhaps they're being left behind. Could this have been you? As subtly as the visions came, they vanish. Snapped away in a cold, brutal instant. They now feel like echoes from eons ago, from another lifetime, something that could never be, perhaps never was, and certainly never will be. Dark clouds, giving me some backstory to my own character. Looms before you a castle. Someone, or rather something, stands in view. It appears inhuman, for it has no flesh, only cold, lifeless bone. The only sign of life is a faint glow within its eye sockets. Or where its eyes should be. Well, that's the eye sockets, yeah. Yeah. It stands upon one of the many floating rocks, gazing down at the towering castle. Close personal connection, eh? Wave of anxiety and terror pulses through your mind. Hopelessness, denial. The vision feels far more real than any dream ever could. Yet thoughts race back to fragments of memory. A human doing human things. If this being is you, then how and why? In an instant, you realize it's no longer a dream or vision. You feel the cold of your body. Bit of a harsh loop there for the audio. I guess that's where the loop ended at least. Nor warmth where... Yep, I suppose it was. No warmth where flesh once was. Gotta try to hide it a little bit more. Your form, unless it's a live placeholder. But yep, your form is as still as your mind felt, yada yada, long way from home. Guessing the very introduction is different depending on the character that you're playing. Your starting class not only determines your starting equipment and stats, but also the modifiers by which your attributes such as health, stamina, and mana increase when you raise corresponding stats. For example, a fighter will receive slightly more health bonus from vigor than a wizard. I feel like that's something maybe is worth putting in before you create your character. Then listening it, not listening, but reading it now, when I have already gone through the process of creating that character. Slight ordering issue, I'd say. Hey, that on me. Ooh, some stuttering, but that's understandable. It's loading a lot of things in properly, I'm guessing. You can dynamically change the camera view from classic top-down to third person at any time by zooming the camera in and out. The top-down, well, it's fully zoomed, that's interesting. How do I zoom out with the controller? Well, like an isometric angle, yeah, if you zoom out. Not entirely sure how you do that on the controller, though. If you even can. Doesn't seem like it. Zoom out slightly. That's more my field of view. One thing that I will definitely point out already is just the size of the UI. It's humongous. Audio stacking on top of each other in a bit of a ear-piercing way. Equipment menu getting in the way. Is there weapon slots? Yeah, not let the player go to a different menu while the pop-up is up. Pop-up is here. Current position, P, I guess colored squares. You can toggle the currently displayed floor using the buttons on the right side of the map. Alright. On this screen you can view your current talk. Also, just have a solid black box behind the text, otherwise you get an awkward white text on the top of white text situation that you got going on here. You can drop power from absorb will at hold on, you can improve stats by defeating enemies, liches and monsters. Levels. The effects of doing so are currently unknown to you. Fair enough. Acquired knowledge is also shown here. As you progress, you may or may not gain knowledge. Active mutations are also shown. Are special buffs you can acquire that permanently alter your abilities. I'm curious. Stunlack. Because that's the enemies that are in the nearby area. This game might be rough around the edges. It is nearly built, that's understandable. But I can see how the ideas can snowball into something quite enjoyable if they stick the landing. If they, in my metaphor, I suppose, if they start rolling snowball properly. Anyway, what did I want to check? At least there's an exit button here. Oh, that's for exiting to the main menu. Oh, there we go. I wanted to see the UI size. If I can change that. Don't think I can. Yep, tutorials. Yep. UI is humongous. At least they hide the HP and mana after a while, but oof. That's such a big bar as well. Rolling feels slightly delayed. Well, not feels, it is delayed. Like the button, then on the effect goes off only after like a second. That could make combat very rough. You gotta read the enemy attacks while also at the same time take account for the delay. Hang in there, skeleton. Ah yes, I can see it in your hollows there. You're wondering why you are here? Who knows, we all asked that once. Back when our bones still remember the warmth. This is your home now. Elsewhere settlement adrift in the... Wait, did I accept something? That's... leave and trade, okay. You have nothing to buy, and I have nothing to sell. So you automatically equip stuff for me. They have stats. Yep. I'm trying not to spend too much time just reading, so I can get into the bones of the actual game better. See how the combat is and everything in between. Just the nature of playtesting, I suppose. When time is limited. Gotta split things. Otherwise you will not get anywhere. You very well could have... Am I supposed to go in here? With that door slightly being open like that? Hello, gonna loot your house. Was there even anything inside? Did I pick up something? Not entirely sure. Alright. Time to... Wait a minute. I guess the item fell through the floor. That's what's going on here, right? This is what was in the chest. Fair enough. Some equipment has special traits, for example, max health up plus, so almost like a Diablo-esque looting game then, yeah? With more affixes, prefixes, whatever it's called. Type of effects. If you don't plan to use those weapons, however, be mindful you're equipped lower, yep. So equip this just to get the max. I don't care about mana. Never mind. Oh, my neck is broken just because did I accidentally drop it? Whoops. I thought that button was gonna get me out of the menu, but it accidentally dropped the item. So I gotta be careful with that. Anyway, combat. I'm not gonna comment on the art too much because with such early builds, it's really hard for me on a personal level to quite figure out what is supposed to be like the full vision of the game. What's the placeholders, what's not, that sort of thing. And I'm not that great when it comes to art assessment either way. And remove elements. Fair enough. That's quite a calm music. Examine. A powered crystal will recover. Yep. For other uses. Not an absorber though to draw from, alright? Not into warp to. Elsewhere. You're already at this location. Okay, got text overlaying on top of everything. So that seems to be a common problem now. Shadow people. This almost feels too cozy. I'm in this desolate, death-filled place. And I'm being hit with some calm lo-fi fantasy music. Lo-fi? I suppose, maybe. Could be described as that. Well, hello there. Is this a tavern of some kind? Gatekeepers, forged blades, yep. Can I work? This is an employment office. That rock for brains, go along with them. There's everything I need. That said, there's one way you might make yourself useful. Real book devoured that one. She keeps muttering about some special smithing stone stuff that exists outside the gates. Not enchantment scrap, something else. Probably nonsense, but if you happen to find them, bring them to me. Well, what if I brought them to? A variety of tools you could improve directly, but here you had the knowledge and materials, okay? What if I brought the smithing stones to the lady? Mystic venomous copper E-stock. Poison damage, mystic damage, 1349. Cool. Block rates, ability. All the good stuff that you get in these kind of games. Also, let me loot your chest. Giant string. Poise defense. Alright. Use. Cannot use it. Gotta go into the equipment screen. Equip you from here. A little bit of that, not Sans Fortress, but Crystal Cave vibe from DS1. With color palette. You're new. Yes, I thought I felt the interchange. Elmira, potions, spells. Can I work with you? Maybe. Books from the other side. Books for her, alright. You also have a chest up top here that I can steal from? You do? And I'm also gonna fall through the floor? Yep. Gotta go all the way down. Unyielding. The other one. Right behind you. Couldn't really see what I was picking up there, but the tugs going through the wall. Ring, leather bandana, okay. I keep discarding them accidentally. Being able to compare items, suppose is probably in the making. I guess this one's just outright better. What's the other ring do? Increase max HP. Like a standard ring that you usually get early on in these kind of games. Fair enough. This sort of game is really rough when it comes to playtesting purposes. Oh, damn, I'm a strong skeleton after all. Throw. Doesn't let me throw. Oh, it's over. Doesn't let me throw with E either, so. This serves no function for me. Can I put it down? No? Okay. I'm stuck in this eternal torment. I have become Sisyphus. Sisyphus? Whatever that dude's name was, the boulder wielding lad. Pushing dude. How do I exit this? Just Alt F4? Well, that's rough. But let's do that. What I started to say before putting the box up on my head was that this kind of a game is rough to get play tested with a limited time because have barely done anything and it's already been quite a while, especially with there not being really any kind of guidance. Well, by guidance I mean like a immediate goal of where to go to maybe get some combat going or progress with the main path. But it's probably there, I'm guessing. Alright, don't pick up boxes, is what I learned. Is that the sound of a fly? I guess seems like one of the game's perhaps not goals, but things that it's gonna try to do is maybe make undead feel sympathetic. Make you affectionate towards the undead. Guess we get a full on town over here with cozy vibes. No, don't pick up them. It's a trap. Okay, let's see behind. Actually, let's go quickly in here. Have a look. No, there's barrels in the way. If I can maybe pick them up, I am gonna regret doing that, so let's see what's going on here instead. I guess I can't attack because I'm considered in town there, so that's why. Can't test how the attack buttons go. That's cool. Portal's gonna lead me to unknown Lich. You're new, aren't you? That gate there. Step through it and this place will no longer shelter you. You'll be cast into the cycle where Lich hunt Lich until only one remains. I tried to fight my way back here to elsewhere, but it seems I was already too late. These cracks on my bones won't close, nor will the cycle. Don't pity me, I'll return, we always do. When the cycle turns on you, the fallen rise once more, such is the reward for failure. Better than hiding here forever, I suppose, a sanctuary for madmen and cowards, but you're not planning to stay here, are you? No, I can see it. And the cycle become the king. Soul Chalice. Though its rarity hasn't seemed to favor me, it binds itself to cracked bone. Drinks deep of what little warmth remains in this realm. Okay. Unfortunately for me, it's near empty. The little left in it will not do me any good. As always, my luck, eh? I'm sure you'll find a way to refill it. Consider it a gift. Thank you, not so lair, but I don't remember the name of the DS1 guy. Gives you the Estus flask. Nice armor. Can I? Oh no. I shouldn't, but I really want to. Wee. Oh, cool. At least you do get teleported back. Didn't seem to cost me any health either. Alright. Examine the portal. Alright, take me to another part of the dungeons. I keep thinking this is loading screen is gonna exit itself, but no, I gotta click to continue. The realm is filled with dangers. Are not your only threat. If you are to survive, you will need to defend yourself. Right shoulder button to attack with the weapon in your right hand, and left with the weapon in your left hand. Either button to charge a power attack. Attack while sprinting to perform running attack. Front loaded out tutorial. Simultaneously with either attack button to execute a jump attack. I can slashly move here. Funny. To guard against incoming attacks, press moment to perform an evasive maneuver. Equip spell, if any. Looks like some of the attacks doesn't quite adapt to controller inputs. Top text is for controller. The bottom one is for keyboard controls. Or rather the middle, then at the very bottom you still got controller. Yep. Game can't really handle the flame effects. Getting serious frame drops when looking at them. On a 9070 XT, so definitely not a computer problem. Up it's gonna be two-handed, and then pressing either left or right attack button. Two-handed weapon will increase the fixed damage, resistance damage, and the cost of slightly slower, heavier attacks, and more stamina. Yep. So I'm gonna change the settings. 99 lich remain. Hey guys, don't start the party without me. A little bit hard to actually see which option you are being highlighted over, since it's only a slightly different shade of the background color. Whoops. Go down to medium. Droid's chain shot? Unlock it. You have no big K in your inventory. Alright. It's a charge attack. The sound is playing faster than the animation is going. That's a block, I guess. And there you go. Dual wield. I do not remember how you dual wield. Vortex appears. Oh well. Oh no, I thought I was gonna be able to destroy it, but I'm not picking that up. Been there, done that. Hello. You're not a lich, are you? Stuvik was defeated. No, not Stuvik. Maybe that's one's lich. Grim Reaper. Over weird point to lock onto. There we go. Ain't picking up vases either. At this point I'm wondering if lowering the graphics does anything even. In terms of saving my frame rate. Let's see, go back to the flames real quick. Oh, wrong direction. Wait a minute. No, it's the right one. Let's see, this room has changed, or at least there's enemies here now in the portal. We were not here before. Whoops, did not mean to drink you. Power kill. Some sort of a style. This guy's invincible. Can't hit him. Orphan Bomber is just not a dude you want to be messing around with. Well, I hit him once. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna bother with that dude. Apparently he's not really about debating. He doesn't want to play fair. This can help you avoid incoming attacks. Hold down B while moving to sprint, which is useful for escaping enemies and their attack spot actions consume stamina and yada yada. It's a funny little after image, but having a hard time to see the it's really being necessary. Adds a little bit of charm, but besides that, don't think there's much to it. I have issues hitting you as well. Even when locked out. What's that? I'm afraid if I pick you up, then you're not gonna be doing anything for me either. You're gonna soft lock me. Hawkring, cool. Krakool was defeated. No, not Krakool. Hey, where'd my rings go? I have the rings equipped. Where are my rings? For some reason doesn't have saved the equipment. It's kind of bizarre. Hello. Can I cancel myself out of a healing animation? Fair enough. I gotta pick you up. You're too funny looking not to. This one's throwable. I guess I couldn't throw the box in the village because it was also no PvP area, so to speak, so... Since you can't attack, you also can't throw objects, and that ended up me being kind of soft locked there. Are you a shopkeeper? I let charge you, and you haven't tried to kill me yet. Then you're welcome, customer. If you have the coin, take a look. I ain't buying it. Especially now that you got me worried about text is huge for items. Especially if you have spooked me about my items disappearing. Mental son. Examine. Flimsy looking bed constructed from rusty worn frame. Okay. You could offer some brief respite while you sleep in it, yeah? It's like a little resting camp, I guess. And catch a brief respite in the dungeons. Can barely read that. You begin to drift off, but your sleep is disturbed. Oh no. That's like an RPG camping system, how where you can get ambushed. More locusts plague the land. Some enemies can perform unblockable attacks, so can be blocked or parried and must be evaded. You'll know an enemy is preparing an special attack. Charging up. A red phantom appears over them and distinct sound. You. Alright. That's the phantom. Didn't quite. Well, stuck. Didn't quite hear the sound effect though. Oh, it was like sand crumbling. Type of effect. Okay. Yeah, bonk. It got me. Enemy counterattacks. Some enemies will attempt to counter you immediately when engaged in combat. If you attack and see a blue phantom appear above them along with a song key, it means they are preparing to counter. Either move out of the way, perform an evasive maneuver by tapping. Not all enemies are capable of counterattacks, and some may use them more frequently. Okay. Fair enough. So it's kind of like two different moves that the enemy can do, but the response to them is kind of the same. That's maybe something too. Work on. Have them require different means of reaction. Otherwise, for red, you get out of the way. For blue, well, you get out of the way as well. Or you do nothing, but kind of for muscle memory's sake, it's better to just roll instead of doing nothing. You put me. Upon that, you will fail in your ambition to become the Lich Lord. You will be taken to an end screen where you can choose to either give up or withdraw your attempt. Giving up will end your journey permanently and record of your Lich's legacy. You'll preserved in the obituary. No, that's cool. Retiring will revive you in the next cycle. You'll retain all your equipment and stats, however, the realm, dungeon, and other liches will have shifted. If permadeath was enabled when you created the campaign, you will not be able to retry and will be forced to end the journey entirely. You can also adjust difficulty settings when creating a new campaign, including damage modifiers. Okay. Fair enough. Slow fade to black. Ending 1 of 7. Causes death smote by executioner or orphan. Steel breaks bone, flame devours flesh. The last of your will falters beneath the cold silence of defeat. You fall not as a king, not as a conqueror, but as one more forgotten name in the dust of the dungeon. Yeah. Man of Lich Lord, the rouse did not bend, they broke you. Their threats were not tests, they were warnings, and you did not listen. Your soul... But then puts me back to the main menu, right? You will not be able to replay as you did this character. Athlete level 1. I'm done testing. The game has solid enough bones, I suppose, to go with the bottom route. Controller disconnected. Of the whole roguelike stuff, dungeons, yada yada. And plenty of RPG mechanics that can grow into something great. Like a looter, not shooter, looter type of dungeon crawler. I'm starting to space out just because the game's in a very early state, so there's so many things that you could mention that are just gonna be improved upon with time. Your general gameplay kind of shenanigans, so that kind of goes beyond saying. And the rest is the bones that I barely even touched on. Game's got ideas, so it's all about how those are gonna be executed, and that's not something that I can really test out here in slightly over 30 minutes. Well, all the other small, not small, but all the other polished stuff is immediately getting in the way of enjoying the game. Wonder how much how many different weapon types there are. Seems overall, from the very first glance, seems there's a decent enough variety as well. Not just with your melee weapons, but your ranged ones as well. And there's some spell shenanigans also, I suppose. That are probably, well, that I don't know if they are already in this version of the game or not, but that's sort of that's one small bone of the skeleton there as well. That's how this game has going on for it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's potential, but there's a lot of work ahead of you for the developer. But that's something that they know as well, so... So I guess like I kind of pinpointed earlier, I'm kind of having trouble to say anything because I'm more of a gameplay system heavy type of person. Your moment to moment gameplay that I love all commenting on, but here there's not really a point of me doing that because it's an early version where all of it is just, well, not all of it, but I guess most of it is already out to the developer is very often it's just gotta need time to work on. Well, yep, that's about it. That's about it. I suppose to put it shortly again in a quick word. Concept seems great. Now it's all about the execution, how you manage to execute it. I could see maybe the art style maybe being a bit fall. The aesthetics of the game later on, depending on how much variety there is with the whole dungeon crawling side of the game. That maybe gets too old too quick. But let's call it mundane assets, mundane level design and visual design. The safe haven was alright. Dungeon's a bit of a question mark as it is now. Well, that's it for me. Good luck, have fun. Cheers.